a battered Beetle suddenly extended its side mirrors on its own, scratching a gash across an expensive racing car. The owner turned out to be a championship racer on the circuit. The girl was so frightened her legs went weak and she wanted to flee, but the car automatically locked and started moving, dragging her straight to the starting line of the track. A few days earlier, Maggie had just graduated from high school when her dad brought her to a junkyard to pick out a gift. Just as she was about to randomly choose a car to get it over with, a rusty old Beetle in the corner suddenly flashed its headlights. Maggie thought her eyes were playing tricks on her, but then the car flashed twice more, as if greeting her. The next second, workers lifted it with a forklift, preparing to scrap it. Watching car after car being crushed into metal pancakes, the Beetle was frantic. It honked its horn desperately, trying to get Maggie's attention. The piercing blare finally made the girl turn around, and just as the mechanical claw was about to grab it, Maggie rushed over. The owner tried to sell her the green sedan nearby instead, but unexpectedly, that car suddenly rolled down on its own and crashed into scrap metal with a bang. Left with no choice, Maggie had to buy the Beetle. When she was about to drive home, the glove box opened automatically, revealing a letter. It said the car's name was Herbie, and the previous owner mentioned that Herbie would help her solve any problem. She found this baffling, but the moment she inserted the key, the car suddenly came alive. Herbie dragged her all the way to a repair shop. After some basic maintenance, Kevin suggested taking her for a test drive. Halfway through, however, Maggie started complaining that this junker was both ugly and old. Herbie, deeply offended, began driving wildly through the streets. Then Herbie brought them to a custom car show, a rust-covered beater suddenly appearing at a luxury car exhibition. All eyes turned their way. Feeling utterly embarrassed, Maggie immediately got out and left. Unfortunately, she ran into some classmates who asked about the car, and she quickly distanced herself, saying it wasn't hers. Hearing this, Herbie angrily honked repeatedly. Too embarrassed to bear it, Maggie yanked out the horn wire. Herbie retaliated by spraying motor oil all over her. Maggie had no choice but to go to the restroom to change clothes. Back in the car and ready to leave, Herbie set his sights on the multi-million-dollar supercar on display, none other than champion racer Trip's ride. Before Maggie could react, Herbie shifted into gear and charged forward on his own. He slowly extended his side mirror and left a deep scratch along the side of the luxury car. Seeing his race car damaged, Trip was furious. The crowd egged them on to race, and though Maggie wanted to refuse, Herbie had already driven himself to the starting line. Left with no alternative, Maggie had to race Trip. As the race began, Herbie's engine suddenly roared like an explosion. Before Maggie could even settle into her seat, the car launched forward. After a curve, Herbie prepared to overtake, but Trip jerked his wheel and rammed into them, sending Herbie spinning out of control. Now Maggie was truly angry. She slammed it into reverse, and Herbie backed toward the finish line at full speed. Just when Trip thought he had won, Herbie overtook him in this bizarre backward posture. Trip tried to ram them again, but Herbie suddenly lifted his front end and flew right over his head. The moment they crossed the finish line, the crowd went wild. A rookie in a beat-up Beetle had just defeated a championship racer.